Hi, so today we're here doing the 2020 Tasty Treats. We're doing the house sampler blocks. We've been doing a few blocks now. We've got 20 to do, and this is what we're making, the 20 different blocks here that are like a sampler that are set into a house. And these are the blocks that we've made already. We've already done 5, so today we're on block 6. So this is what we're going to do today, this nice little star. And so I've got all my pieces here, so if you've already registered for the pattern, then you'll have a pattern page that looks something like this. And it's going to have the diagram, it's going to have the instructions and the cutting. And I've gone ahead, I've cut all my pieces out ready to make the block according to the pattern. And this is, for this block here, we've done these things before. We've made half square triangles and it's basically in a little 9 patch. So I've gone ahead and drawn my diagonal lines that we use to do these half square triangles. So I've gone ahead and I've done my diagonal from point to point, and then I've drawn another one half an inch away on the back of 4 of my squares. The half an inch away is so that I can cut between the two and save the little corner, because we don't need it for this block. But we will need it in another delicious block somewhere along the way. So I'm going to just go ahead, because I've already drawn my diagonals, and put them right sides together with the other fabric, and now I just need to stitch across the diagonal, well, both lines. We're stitching both lines so that we can cut between the two, so that when we trim away it's already sewn into something we can use at a future date. So these blocks are kind of fun. There's a lot you can do with just these relatively straightforward techniques of the half square and things like that, as we're finding with these blocks. So I'm going to chain piece these through, and then I'll come back the second time and chain piece through for that second line of stitching. So off to the machine I go. Chain piecing just means you slide the next one in.
Okay.
So I can happily go on feeding the rest of my blocks in, and I'll come back and show you the next bit. So I've sewn all my 2 lines of stitching, and I'm just going to trim them between the 2 lines. So I'm just going to lay my 1/4 inch in line right over my longer stitching line, and I'm just going to cut that smaller triangle off, because we don't need that one. I'm going to have such a collection of those little triangles one of these days to do something with. Well, I've probably already got such a collection, actually. And then we just need to press these, so I'm just going to press them towards the colour rather than the background. And then we'll be ready to assemble the block. And Sunday's fabric just sticks to fabric. So now I'm ready to lay my block out so that I can see how it's going to go. So this one, you just need to make sure that the little star points are going in the right direction when we put the block together. So I always quite like to lay everything out, because it's very easy to pick things up and turn things around the way we don't want them to go, which is not at all helpful. But there we've got to make sure these points go opposite direction so that it appears to be like a little spinning star. So I'm just going to go ahead now and sew my 3 rows together, as we've done when we've been doing 9 patch blocks, and then I'm going to have to put my border frames on, and I'll come back and show you how I'm getting on. So I've gone ahead and stitched my little patches together into their block, and I'm just pressing the block now, pressing these seams all one way. And now I've got to go ahead and put the frame on like we've been doing around each block or the walls of my house. So I've got my frames here, so I'm going to just pop the sides on first, and then I'm going to pop the top and bottom on, and then we'll have this block finished. So I'll go ahead and put those on and show it to you when it's finished. So I've finished putting the little frames on the house walls, and I'm just pressing the last two now. So that's going to be block 6 finished, which is quite exciting. We're getting through these blocks. Then I can pin that up on my wall. So it looks a whole lot like this other block here. But we're getting along really well. I'm really pleased with the way they're coming up. They're looking good. I hope yours are looking good too. So that was it for block 6. Thank you with the Tasty Treats House Sampler blocks, and we'll be back with block 7 next time.